都准备好啊？没有问题，都没有问题。Welcome to our channel. This is episode 2 of Evacuation. Welcome to our channel. This is episode 2 of Saving Yourself from Natural Disaster. We are coming from Xiamen University Malaysia. I'm William from MAT as the MC today. So, before starting, let my teammates introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Justin from MAT as well.
I'm Christine from MAT.
I'm Cindy from Advertising.
Hi, I'm Zihui from Advertising.
And Atalia from Advertising too.
Today, our topic is talking about how to save yourself from the earthquake. First of all, I want to ask you all a question. Did Malaysia have earthquake in the past few years? Yes or no? Those who answers correctly can be rewarded.
I guess no.
I remember that there was an earthquake in Malaysia a few years ago, and that was reported at the time, but I don't remember very much.
I think the earthquake happened in Sabah, right? I think in 2015. Am I right?
Yes, you are right.
Oh yeah, so what's the reward?
The reward is you can share about your knowledge of the earthquake in 1 to 2 minutes.
Oh my god.
Come on, you're a professional. We need to know about the earthquakes.
Okay, so in my impression, the reason for earthquakes are the Earth's surface is like shaking, rolling, or suddenly shock. They are the natural phenomenon of Earth, means that they're actually releasing stress. There are actually more than 1 million earthquakes rattle around the world every year.
So I have a question. Actually, what causes an earthquake?
When the plates of the earth are squeezed and stretched, huge rocks are formed at their edges, and the rocks shift with great force, causing an earthquake.
Can you explain it in a more simpler way?
Yeah, sure. You can think of in this way, like imagine you're holding a pencil horizontally. If you apply a force to both ends of the pencil by pushing down on them, you will see the pencil bend. And after enough force was applied, the pencil would break in the middle, releasing the stress that you have put on it. The earth crust actually acts in the same way.
Oh, so you mean like the plates will also break in the middle, just like the pencil?
Yeah, so as the plates move, they put forces on themselves and each other. When the force is large enough, the crust will break. When the break occurs, the stress will be released as energy, which moves through the earth in the form of wave, which we feel it and call it as earthquake.
Oh, all right. Thank you for sharing, Cindy.
Welcome.
So, next question. Can you all share your experience about the earthquake before?
No, I'll not answer that again.
Oh yeah, I remember last time I have felt the aftershock in KL up to 2 minutes. Luckily, I was on the ground floor, so I ran out from the mall. Now I recall the memories that was pretty shocked.
Actually, I do have a childhood friend, pen pal now we are, who moved to Japan during our elementary school periods. So this pen pal of mine has shared some of his earthquake drill, or they call it the evacuation drill, experiences from his time during the elementary school period in Japan. So he mentioned that earthquake drills are quite common and are regularly held in Japan's public elementary schools. And he said that during the evacuation drills, students will typically wear a protective hood. And some of the schools even let the students play in earthquake simulation machines, which are just special rooms that can be made to tremble or shake, much like they would in a big earthquake. Another aspect of the drills is to pretend there is a fire breaking out, and for the students to find safe exits out of the school building. So This location of the location of this imaginary fire changes each time, so the children can learn like what to do no matter where the fire starts.
Oh wow, that sounds fun. I quite wish that my elementary school period could enjoy this event also. Oh yeah, I heard that the elementary school children also have that for the 3-story school. The older student can practice using the escape chute, like a fabric tube that people enter through an opening hole and slide down along to descend themselves from the higher story. Is that right, Justin?
Yeah, that's right. And my friend said that was one of the best slides he ever took.
Oh, in 2016, I saw a news article about the earthquake that happened in Kaohsiung, Taiwan. The wave of the earthquake in Kaohsiung caused a 17th-floor building collapse in Thailand.
Wait. You mean the earthquake in Kaohsiung, that the building in Thailand collapsed?
Yeah, the casualties are difficult to estimate at that time. Luckily, they saved nearly 130 people in the end.
Yeah, to have policy for defending earthquakes are important to these countries. I think our government should learn from these countries to reduce losses when an earthquake happens in our country as well.
Looks like everyone has more or less heard about the earthquake before. The goal of our podcast today is to let our audience learn about how to save yourself from the earthquake. So now you all can share your knowledge. Start from Zihui.
Actually, when I came home after the shopping, I began to learn how to save myself when indoors and outdoors. After that, I realized that running out from the mall is not the best way. If you are indoor, stay inside. During an earthquake, do not run outside or into other rooms. This is because staying still can reduce your chances of getting hurt. Second, grab anything to protect your head and face from falling debris and broken glass if you have one nearby. Lastly, if you are in the kitchen, quickly turn off the stove and take cover at the first sign of shaking.
So how about when you're outdoors?
If you are outside, move away from buildings, utility wires, skin holes, fuel, and gas lines. Second, find an open space free of trees, telephone poles, and buildings. When you are out in the open, get low and stay there until the shaking stops. Finally, the area closest to a building's exterior walls is the most dangerous. The first portion of a building to collapse are usually the windows and architectural details. This is a dangerous zone, so stay away.
All right. Thanks, Zihui. Justin, you are learning the knowledge from your pen pal, right? So how do they save themselves in school?
Okay, so when an earthquake happens, there are 3 conventional measures students can do. First and foremost is to hide under a desk or under any sturdy furniture with the hands holding the head. But however, if an earthquake comes rather violently, students should quickly hide in the 4 corners of the classroom to avoid like the worst case that the ceiling collapses and crushes the students that are under the desk. And secondly, all the way down the exit channels, like the staircase, but never an elevator if the school buildings have elevator.
Oh yeah, that's a great point. But can I ask why we can't use the elevator during an earthquake?
So the reason is that it can become like a death threat for anyone inside. Like elevators might be powered up and leave people inside helplessly stuck. Or the elevator rails may bend or become entangled. Or even the emergency brake can become jammed. Besides, the vibrations and the collapse of the school building or any building will deform the elevator and crush the people inside. So now, if we reckon that there is no second strike in a short while, students should all take the safety channel, like down the staircase or the corridors, but in an orderly and calm manner, and then flee to an open area. And third and last, after coming out of the classroom and reaching a big open space, they should crouch down and again hold their heads with their hands and certainly do not run around. Listen to teachers' commands and arrangements.
So listen to teachers' commands and arrangements. Then what are the roles of school and teachers?
Especially in earthquake-prone regions, school, I think, should conduct earthquake emergency evacuation drills and programs for earthquake preparedness training for the teachers and the school leaders from time to time. In my opinion as well, I think it is strongly suggested for schools to carry out these practices that in the regions they have never experienced an earthquake too, like to always be prepared for any situation. But of course, I believe that it is almost impossible for first experiences, and especially the children, to act perfectly and smoothly when they encounter not only earthquake, but like any kind of disasters. But still, what is needed the most during these situations are their calmness and decisiveness of not only the school leaders and teachers, but also everyone.
Yes, I agree. If an earthquake happens, teachers or leaders should also immediately give students the simple and clear instruction like to crouch under their desks or corners.
Yes, correct. Like moreover, after an earthquake, schools should be evacuated in an organized manner. And of course, if possible, volunteers could actively participate in rescue efforts too.
Oh, I see. Now we know how to save ourselves indoors, outdoors, and at school during the earthquake. But how do we stay safe in high-rise buildings?
Can I share my tips about it?
Oh yeah, of course. I expect your sharings.
So here are some tips to save yourself from injuries during the earthquake if you are in a high-rise building. First, stay away from windows and any other fragrance items immediately, because some strong earthquake may cause windows and items to break easily. Second, stay away from any furniture that might fall easily, such as the bookshelves, cabinet, or any wall decoration, as it can fall directly on you, causing bodily harm and blocking your exit path.
Is that all?
Oh yeah, remember to not get into tight space and exit through corridors with only a one-way exit.
Oh, why?
Oh, because you may get trapped inside as there may be falling objects blocking your entry and exit on either side of you.
Jeez, get trapped.
Now, even if you are trapped, stay calm and don't panic. Try to get the attention of others by tapping on hard or metal parts of the structures, as doing so may increase your chance of being rescued. Also, as Justin mentioned just now, don't use the elevator to exit. Lastly, exit by crawling if the shaking is too strong and protect your head as much as possible.
All right. Thanks, Atalia. Christine, can you share about how our government works for the preparation of earthquake?
Oh, yeah, sure thing. In this case, let me be a bit formal. Malaysia has incorporated many policies and developed a framework to counter these challenges as outlined in the 11 Malaysia Plan 2016 to 2020. Also, following the newest modifications to the Uniform Building Bylaws, which were published on 2021 December 31st, I guess, all new buildings will have earthquake-resistant characteristics and have to take into consideration the level of expected ground movement from an earthquake in the location, so that the safety measures can be taken.
Wow, that sounds really formal. So how do we know the level of earthquakes in the area?
Well, this is accomplished by consulting the Malaysia Seismic Hazard Map, which depicts which zones are more likely to experience heavy shaking in an earthquake.
So, does Malaysia have the ability and technology to predict earthquakes?
Yes, Malaysia does have an early warning system for earthquakes, floods, and tsunamis, which includes SMS capability and other technology to notify populations of imminent disasters. And this system should be maintained on a regular basis so that it can provide accurate and timely information.
All right. Thanks for your sharing with us. Now, we have a special guest here to share about her experience of the earthquake. So let's take a look at the video.
Okay, so now we have Ruping here. Welcome, Ruping. Thanks for coming to our podcast.
Hi, glad to see you guys. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, I heard you have experienced earthquakes many times, right? So can you share with us your unforgettable experience about the earthquakes?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I live in Fujian, China.
Yeah.
This is a place where earthquakes often occur. When earthquake occurs, most people don't want to run.
What? Huh? Why?
Because they were all small earthquakes. But 3 years ago, there was an earthquake that I will never forget. At that time, I was in a math class, and suddenly I felt a very obvious vibration on the ground. I thought that, hey, William, you know what I was thinking on that time?
Thinking what are you going to eat after class?
No, I love math, okay? I thought that was the students in front were shaking their legs. But it was a real earthquake because the earthquake felt very obvious and the degree of shaking was relatively large. I saw the wall shaking visibly. Some of my classmates shouted, "It's an earthquake!" So everyone was very nervous. We all stood up and ran out, went downstairs to the playground. The earthquake experience was the most memorable for me because it was the only one that allowed us to escape collectively. And there was news reports that the day because a relatively large earthquake occurred in Taiwan, so we felt the tremors more strongly here. For the next few days in class, we were still very afraid of a sudden earthquakes. This is an unforgettable earthquake experience I want to share.
Wow. Hope I never experienced earthquakes. So
Yeah.
how do you save yourself from this earthquake?
I think it's important to keep calm and be in order. At that time, fortunately, the earthquake was not very serious. We all left the classroom in order under the guidance of the teacher and went downstairs without causing anybody to be hurt.
Ah, calm and be in order when earthquake happens.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for coming to our podcast and hope you enjoy a wonderful day. Thanks again, Rupik.
Welcome. Bye.
Wow, Rupin is a nice girl.
Yeah, such a cool girl.
Yes. So that's all our podcast for today. Hope.
Now is your time to share your knowledge on earthquake, William.
Yes, agree. Only haven't shared your experience yet.
Okay, that's all our podcast for today. Hope everyone can learn something today. See you guys in the next week.